I was holding the knife over Ava's star-shaped cake on June 22nd when the backyard gate slammed open and my sister Brooke marched in like she owned the place. My hands froze mid-cut. 20 kids stopped running around the yard. The glow-in-the-dark planets I'd hung from the trees stopped spinning in the breeze. Ava, in her black galaxy dress with the silver stars she'd picked out herself 2 weeks ago, looked up at me with that same scared smile she always got when family showed up uninvited. Brooke had her son Ethan by the hand. My mom trailed right behind them, both dressed like they were headed to a fancy wedding instead of a kid's party with a $1,452.80 balloon budget and a homemade rocket piñata. Surprise, my mom chirped, pushing past me toward the food table. We couldn't miss family time. I hadn't sent them a single invitation. Not one. For 12 years straight, they had turned every single thing Ava did into a scoreboard against Ethan. He rode a bike at 4. She did it at 6. He made the travel soccer team. She got straight A's, but that's just books, not real talent. I'd stopped telling them anything good about Ava years ago because it always came back as a put-down. It hurt less to keep her wins private. 2 hours earlier, the yard had smelled like grilled hot dogs and chlorine from the splash pool. Kids were laughing so loud the neighbors probably heard it 3 houses down. Now it was dead quiet. My mom clapped her hands loud enough to make a few balloons pop. Everyone, big news. Ethan just got accepted into the elite STEM academy. Full ride. $6,800 value. We're so proud. Brooke stepped forward, eyes locked on Ava like she was the problem. Why is that average little girl's party even the main thing here? It's my son's day today. He's the one who actually earned something big. The backyard went so still I could hear the ice melting in the drink cooler. Ava made a tiny sound, like someone had punched her in the stomach. Her eyes filled up fast. My mom nodded right along. Let's be honest, Claire. Ethan's always been more driven, more athletic, more everything. It just makes sense to focus on the kid who's going places. A couple of the other moms shifted on their lawn chairs. One of them, Jennifer from down the street, actually muttered, "The STEM program is really competitive." Another dad nodded like he agreed my daughter was the loser in the comparison. In this city, your own blood can stand in your backyard and bleed you dry while the neighbors watch and say nothing. I felt my heart slamming against my ribs so hard it shook my whole chest. Sweat rolled down my back even though the evening air was cooling off. My hand started to shake around the cake knife. For 1 second, I wanted to scream every ugly thing I'd held in for 12 years. But Ava was looking at me, tears sliding down her cheeks, and I knew if I lost it now she would remember that forever. I forced the biggest, calmest smile I could manage. You're absolutely right, I said quietly. This should be about the kid who's going places. Ava and I will get out of your way. Brooke blinked. What? You want the spotlight? It's yours. Enjoy the cake, the piñata, all of it. We're leaving. My mom laughed like I told a joke. Claire, don't be dramatic. You're embarrassing everyone. I turned to Ava. Baby, go inside and pack a quick overnight bag. We're going on a real adventure. While she ran in, I pulled out my phone and texted my old college roommate Jess, who runs a kids event barn 20 minutes away. Need the full space theme set up right now. Emergency. I'll explain later. She answered in 6 seconds. Doors open in 30. I'll start the projectors. We walked out the gate as my phone started blowing up. Text from Brooke. How dare you ruin your own daughter's party? My mom. You've embarrassed the whole family. I blocked every number before we even reached the car. An hour later the barn looked like another planet. Jess had emergency caterers bring in 3 giant bounce houses shaped like rockets, a face painting station with glow stars, and a real astronomer with a portable telescope. LED lights turned the ceiling into a night sky. Ocean. No, this was stars and planets. Exactly what Ava had begged for. I spent the $2,300 I had saved for a family vacation we were never going to take. I texted the parents who actually mattered. New address. Come if you want. 18 kids showed up. The ones who mattered. Ava's eyes went huge when she saw the setup. Mom, is this really for me? Version 2.0, I told her. Better in every single way. She laughed for the first time all day. Real laughter. The hurt was still there underneath, but the joy on top was bigger. They played laser tag under the fake stars until 10 o'clock. The cake was twice as big and had real edible glitter. My family called the police that night claiming I'd kidnapped my own daughter. The cops showed up at the barn, took one look at me holding the custody papers in my purse, listened to Ava say she wanted to be there, and left laughing at the whole situation. For months later my mom finally sent a text. Not a real apology for what she did to Ava, just, I miss my granddaughter. Brooke never said a word. We haven't spoken since. Ava got picked for the junior astronomy mentorship program last week. She came home yesterday carrying a certificate and wearing the same radiant smile from that morning in her galaxy dress. She looked at me and said, Mom, I'm not racing anyone anymore. I'm enough. I smiled back and thought, yeah, some bridges aren't meant to be saved. They're meant to burn so your kid can finally fly. And I'd like the match again in a heartbeat.